Hi everyone, thanks for watching today's video. I am going to share with you all my personal experience with rosacea, kind of what it is exactly, causes and treatments, and how to just keep it under control. So if you're interested in learning more, please continue to watch. So as you can see, I have no makeup on my face right now and I have rosacea on my cheeks. It started off on my right cheek about 3 years ago, and it just kind of started spreading and getting worse, and now I'm starting to feel it on my left cheek. It's very minimal on this side, but I do see it starting to expand. Now, please keep in mind, I am not a medical professional. This information is all based off my personal experience and research that I've done myself and information that my dermatologist has provided for me. I am not diagnosing anybody. I am not advising you to try my specific routine as it works for me, but I am trying to just let you know that this is a thing and it's super common and normal. There are different types of rosacea, but it's different for everybody. Some people have acne-prone rosacea. Some people just have really red, flared skin like myself. There's severe cases. There's not so severe cases. It's just really depends on the person. We all have imperfections, and all that matters is that you're healthy. At the end of the day, there are things and procedures that one can do to perfect their skin, but it is what it is. We're human beings and not everything is gonna be perfect. My skin, I'm totally comfortable with it. It was definitely something that I had to adjust to in terms of what I'm paying attention to now more, as far as moisturizers, cleansers, what I'm eating, things that I'm putting on my face. Especially as a makeup artist, I'm always trying new things, so I had to adjust in that aspect. But accepting the fact that I had it, and after I learned about what it really was, I'm just grateful that it's not a severe case, and that, you know, it is what it is. To give you just a general overview of what it is, it's basically just a skin condition. It's an inflammatory skin condition that mostly comes and appears on one's face, on their cheeks, if you can't tell where I have it, around their nose, or even around their eyes. So there are 4 types of rosacea. The first type of rosacea, I'm going to attempt to say this word. I am not a doctor. There is an acronym and we will stick to those, but it's called Erythematotelangiectatic rosacea, also known as ETR. Let's stick to that. This type of rosacea is really just the flushing of the face, where you really see those popped blood vessels appear on the cheeks. It's just, some people think it's like, it looks good because you have blush on. Others may not think so. This is the one that I have. There's no acne really on my skin. It's just flared up, inflamed redness and blood vessels all over. The second type of rosacea is Papulopustular rosacea, acne rosacea, also known as inflammatory rosacea. This one is more acne prone. So those individuals who have more acne as well as redness, this is really that category that you're in. The third type is Erythematotelangiectatic rosacea. This specific kind, it really results to like thickening and redness around the skin mainly. So you build up around the skin, as well as blood vessels, really airs around the nose area. Finally, the fourth one is ocular rosacea, and this one is mainly focused around the eye area and hangs out around there. If you have like a lot more swollen red eyes, if you see people who have, like, if it looks like that they're irritated or super sensitive or like watery, a lot of the times that's ocular rosacea. So how do you know you have ETR rosacea, which is what I have? First things first, flushing and redness. That's really what's gonna drive all of it. I noticed the spots, and it just kind of grew from there. If you use those mirrors that like zoom into your face and like they're just like, it shows all your imperfections, you can see like broken blood vessels inside your skin, and that also is a red flag as far as maybe having rosacea. Something else that it does is it swells your skin. So when it's irritated, my cheek gets really, really swollen, and I can definitely tell because I'm like, it blows up and it's bothered. Burning, stinging, just sensitive skin as a whole really flares it. My skin used to be very, very oily, and after I started experiencing this condition, it is dry. So dry on my cheek, it feels like snake skin. It's flaky, it feels tough, and like it's just rough. And the texture is so different compared to my other cheek because it feels like it's broken. I developed this condition about 3 years ago, and I first started noticing it when I was doing laser hair removal on my face. So if you're familiar with laser hair removal, you normally have to shave the area prior to the treatment. So I was doing my face and I had to shave. I hated that, but because it kind of makes your skin rough. So I started to exfoliate after, as you're told to do so, but I think that started to really irritate my skin. So it wasn't until like the 3rd or 4th session that I realized I was developing a lot of red blood vessels on my right cheek, and it was very minimal, like this picture. It started to develop and grow more, and 3 years later, it's all over my cheek. And now I'm starting to feel it on the left cheek as well. And I see a few spots, and I'm not sure if eventually it'll start to move around in the area. It never used to bother me up until maybe like my 2nd year when it started to spread. I started to feel a lot of burning sensations on my cheek every now and then. It comes in waves, but I started to feel like my face was just on fire, and it started to really get inflamed, and I then sought guidance from a dermatologist. At that point, I learned that the cause of rosacea is pretty much unknown. There are things that can trigger it, but the overall core reason is still unknown, and it just kind of develops, and it's so common because over 3 billion people have it. There's really also not a specific cure to rosacea. There are workarounds as to how you can control it, which is what I'm learning every day, but there's no common cure. When I met my dermatologist, she mentioned that luckily and gratefully, I was at a very early stage where it was not severe or critical, or needed to even be treated. They do have antibiotics and topical creams for folks that are like more in the acne stage to kind of calm it down. But in this case, and in the case that I was, they mentioned that antibiotics are not necessary, topical creams are not necessary, and really I just should be paying attention as to what triggers it and how to calm it down. Now, there are things that you can do as far as the appearance of rosacea that are cosmetic, like you can get skin laser, like acne scar removals and things like that, I believe. I've never done that. Maybe down the line, depending on like the stages I'm in with it, or if it does get worse, I may look into it, but because my skin is already so sensitive, the less is more. As far as causes, now there are a lot of different things that can cause rosacea. The biggest thing we always want to pay attention to is what we're putting inside of our body. That's always going to reflect our external appearance, because what we're putting in internally has a huge effect on what's showing out here. I realized that I was drinking a lot of coffee at a very hot temperature. Caffeine triggers rosacea. You definitely want to avoid it. It's something that I can't live without, so I had to cut down a lot of it. I switched to iced coffee because I learned that the temperature, and if I was drinking hot tea or coffee or even hot soup, my skin would start to flare up so bad and it would feel like it was on fire. There are also certain foods that you want to start paying attention to as far as what you are eating. Just like they say greens are good for us internally, well, they're just as good for us externally. Vegetables is key. Anything green will really help balance your skin, as well as hydration. You need to make sure you're hydrated. I can't stress this enough. I am a person who had the hardest time drinking water, and like I had to get into like habit, but after I started drinking lots of water, my skin started to feel a lot more normal, as well as internally I felt great. You have to make sure you're hydrated. You will see your skin break out. You will see a lot of different things happen to your body if you're not hydrated. There are other types of foods that we eat that can cause rosacea, such as spicy foods, drinking alcohol, dairy, citrus, even sweets like chocolate. The best thing to do in this case, if you're unfamiliar with what's causing it, is keep a skin diary and just jot down what you ate that day that maybe triggered your skin or inflamed it and started feeling irritated. That's how you can start to get familiar with what to eat and what not to eat, and that's what really helped me. I would just keep it on my notes on my phone, and I started to realize like, oh God, I can't eat spicy food. I can't drink hot coffee. This is what's bothering me. And there's also other reasons why one can develop rosacea, and that is stress. Stress is something that we can't avoid as a human being. You know, sometimes we're stressing and we don't even know we're stressing. Now, while learning about rosacea and doing research, I realized that there were a lot of things that we have to avoid if we have this skin issue. For example, you don't want to exfoliate. I was exfoliating using Murad and it made my skin really soft, especially when I was beginning to feel like the flaky toughness. I like the way the exfoliator made my skin feel like that next hour, but when I would wake up in the morning, my skin would be very, very irritated. So you do not want to exfoliate. Also, I used to use Witch Hazel toner for the longest time after I would do my cleanser in the morning and at night. I realized that you don't want to use toner. It basically scrapes your skin off and it's harsh to the skin. So as a rosacea candidate, you want to avoid toner all the time. I spoke to my dermatologist and she told me to stick to just cleansing and moisturizing as far as my day-to-day skincare routine, and that's it. Now let's jump into my current skincare routine as a rosacea candidate. I have a different process now in my skincare that I'll share with you, but it's very easy. If you have rosacea, especially ETR like I do, that condition, you want to just look for words when you're buying skincare products such as GENTEL, Hydrating, Skin Balance Moisture. First things first, I wipe off my makeup with any Micellar water. This is from Garnier and it works really, really well. It's just drugstore brand, and I also use Bioderma, that brand. If you don't want to use Garnier, I highly recommend that one. It never irritates my skin and it feels really hydrating. I wipe my face off with this to kind of get as much makeup off as possible, and then I'll dive in with my cleanser. For cleanser, I use CeraVe. This is the best. Also, these are all drugstore brands, which is crazy because I used to buy like top-notch, all these expensive things, and they ended up just screwing me over because my skin was just like, nah. But anyway, CeraVe is from Target and you can honestly find it anywhere, but this is hydrating. As you can see, the word hydrating. This has hyaluronic acid in it, so it helps balance out the moisture in your skin, as well as it's fragrance free, so it doesn't have any extra chemicals in there that'll bother your skin, and it doesn't clog your pores, so that's really, really helpful. I wash my face with this day and night. You want to make sure you're cleansing at least twice, even 3 times a day. Your face carries so much bacteria, even if you walk outside, which I know right now we're not walking outside because we're sheltered at home. By the way, I hope everyone's safe and healthy. But yeah, you want to cleanse your face as much as possible because no bacteria should be on here. I moisturize, and I also use CeraVe, I don't know. This is just a daily moisturizer, and I put it on day and night. And it has SPF in it, but if you want to, in addition, add your own SPF sunblock, definitely do so. You should be wearing SPF if you have rosacea in particular. Any heat attraction to your skin is gonna affect it and inflame it, so obviously it's like a burn on your face. Wear sunblock or try to find moisturizer that has it built in it. I used to use the Mario Badescu Rose Water, the pink one, and I started using the facial spray that is cucumber and green tea. Anything aloe, cucumber, green tea is gonna sit well with your rosacea issues. I love this stuff. It's just my favorite. You can put it on anytime and it just feels so good. This is my skincare procedure day and night, but throughout the week there are some things that I do here and there, like a face mask that's hydrating because my face is very dry. I just keep it simple. I don't do too much. Remember, less is more as a rosacea candidate. And I just buy these Sephora face masks. This blue one is aloe vera and this green one is green tea. So anything aloe vera green tea is gonna be your best friend. These feel good, and so far I have not had any reactions to them. I do them about once a week. I've been doing them for a few weeks now, and I wake up and my skin feels really refreshed. It helps really soothe and calm down your face too after a long day, especially if it's irritated. So these masks are simple, but if you are gonna use this face mask, stay away from like charcoal, stay away from anything that is like exfoliating, stick to hydrating and calm and nourishing face masks that are potentially green tea or aloe vera or cucumber. As far as makeup goes, you want to stick to clean type products, things that don't contain like glycol acid, menthol, witch hazel, alcohol. Those things are really going to trigger your skin. So anything clean, organic, vegan, those types of foundations and concealers tend to sit better with your skin. I know IT Cosmetics has a lot. Clinique definitely dedicates a lot towards rosacea. They have a lot of products that help anything with redness. You also want to stick to oil-free because those contain a lot of those acids in it that will overall just, I know it helps with the appearance of the look, but it overall really triggers your skin. So pay attention to your skin, pay attention to what you're eating, pay attention to what you are putting on your skin. There is a lot of information out there, but you need to know what works best for you. It's not the end of the world. It is not contagious. It is not an illness. It's just, it is what it is. The truth of the matter is that the condition is unknown, and over 3 billion people in the world have it. So if you think you're the only one, you are not. And take care of it before it gets worse. I hope this helps, and let me know if you do have rosacea and there are things that you do that help you. I'd love to learn more. I'm constantly researching this as my skin changes and I'm growing and it's developing. But share your secrets and insights as far as what you do that helps. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later.